Okay, so this vlog is a little hard to make. This is like my 4th or 5th try at this. It's been pretty hard. So instead of like just leading into it or something, I'm just gonna start it off. I had pregnancy tests in the house because in January my period was late, and in January I was like, no babe, you don't understand. If I'm pregnant, you know, we have to get to the doctor, we have to make sure I'm taking the vitamins, everything like that. If I'm pregnant, you know, because I would only blame myself if I lost it, if I found out I was pregnant and I screwed up big. So we had pregnancy tests because January my period was late, and of course they came back negative, which was relief and sad at the same time, because if you've ever tried to get pregnant, you know that seeing that negative is heart-wrenching no matter what. I've gone to the ER and had them do a blood test and been crying because I was like, they're going to come back and they're going to tell me no. I wish there was a way they would not come back and tell me anything. Just don't tell me, because I know it's negative. I really don't need to hear it. But, you know, that's not going to happen. They're going to come back and tell you no matter what. So, yeah. So, for some reason, randomly, the other Wednesday, I wake up and I have to go to the bathroom. I thought I had a UTI for like 2 weeks. I've been peeing. I've had some cramping, some weird cramping, and I was just like, you know, sometimes when you go to, like, have your period, sometimes you pee more. I don't know if it's the irritation and the bloating and stuff or what it is, but sometimes you pee more. But I was like, this is just weird. This is just weird the whole time. And I was really bloated, and, like, I was constipated. I was just having a really rough time of it. And so this month, like in January, my period was late. So in February, when my period's late again, I'm like, God, you know what? Is this going to be my new theme? I'm going to be 42 days instead of 28. So I was kind of like disappointed and kind of pissed off about it. But I was like, you know what? Whatever. It's going to be what it's going to be. I have PCOS. I have to let my body do its thing and figure itself out. So we did stop, by the way, we stopped the birth control because it felt like we were taking some steps back, and we didn't want to take any steps back. We wanted to allow my body to figure it out. It, to me, seemed like taking birth control when your body is resetting itself is kind of like not fully resetting itself. You're just, you know, goofing off with it. You're like, oh, I want you to work by yourself, that's why I did this, so yeah, but here, I'm going to take this hormone that there are some studies out there that say women with PCOS should not be on birth control, at least the pill. So, yeah. But Wednesday when I woke up and I had to go to the bathroom, I put my dogs outside to go to the bathroom, and that's kind of important because I'm an asshat about that one. I put my dogs outside, and for some reason I decided I'm going to take that last pregnancy test that's in the drawer. Why? I don't know. This is totally autopilot, and I remember going, I'm going to take that pregnancy test, but there was no logical reason to it. There wasn't, I think I'm pregnant. There wasn't, you know, oh, I'm having signs. None of it was, I think I'm pregnant. It was just, I'm going to pee on a stick. I don't know why. Maybe it was my little guardian angel telling me, hey lady, you need to do this. Kind of also a funny thing is that my goals became so much more important to me about getting my protein and water in. Like, my goals became crazy important to me the last month and a half, that I was just like, no, I have to hit these goals. And I'm telling my husband we're going shopping, and I'm like, no, I have to get the yogurt because I need that in my body. It's very important. And I need that protein, and I need, you know, those cultures in my body. So there were so many random little tiny things that happened that just makes this seem like it was so meant to be. And I don't want to be that person, but it's so many things just fell into place for it to happen. So yeah, I'm pregnant, but we don't know how far along or anything like that right now. I don't know until Thursday. But, you know, like, it's just crazy. Like, even when we're at my doctor's appointment, my 6-month post-op, and we're talking about vitamins, she points out my folic acid, like my folate. She points out my folate and tells me it's good. And then my husband says, so if we were to accidentally get pregnant, she would be safe. Because of the, I'm guessing from January, because of that. And she said, yes, that's good. It's good enough for that. And I'm just like, huh? You know, it's so weird that he would say something like that. And then a week later, not even a week later, 2 days later, we find out we're 3+ weeks pregnant according to this pregnancy test. So I put my dogs outside and I forget they're out there because I peed on a stick and I looked at it. Instead of going and letting my dogs in like I normally would have done when I was trying to get pregnant, I would have brought them in and then I would have looked at it. They would have crawled back in bed and cried my eyes out. Instead, my dogs are still outside and I look at it. And usually the amount of time it took me to pee on the stick, put it down, finish doing what I was doing, it wouldn't have been enough time for it to be done anyway. But I would always grab it and look at it and be like, why are you still thinking? Just tell me no. And put it down. But I grabbed it and looked at it, and it was 3+ weeks. And I just literally sat on the floor. Like, I just went poof, down onto the floor. And I was just like, you're kidding me. What the hell? This has to be wrong. Oh my god, what am I going to do? I don't create enough progesterone. Oh my god, what am I going to do? I'm too soon. This is too soon. Oh my god, what am I going to do? Oh, what's my husband going to think? Oh my god, what are we going to do? And it was so scary. So then I call my husband and I'm freaking out. And he's just telling me, babe, calm down and, you know, come to the hospital, have him do the blood test. So I rushed to the hospital, leaving my dogs outside. So I go to the hospital and I call work and I talk to one of my co-workers who happens to deal with the office and calling off. And I said, you know, I might be calling off today. Here's what's going on. I have to go get these blood tests. I have to figure out what's going on. I cannot go to work like this. I will call you back in an hour if I am going to call off. If they get me in there sooner, I won't call off. But, you know, they didn't. So I called and I said, you know what, I need a personal day today. I'm at the hospital getting some blood work done and it's taking longer than expected. I'm not going to be able to make it in time, so I'm going to call off now. So, you know, it doesn't count that bad against me. And I'm really glad I called off because I needed that time to myself. Like, I needed that time to settle down a little bit. Because if I would have gone to work, I'm sure I would have screwed up somewhere because my brain was everywhere. It was not on what it needed to be on at all. So I go there, they do the blood test for me. Unfortunately, they could not check my progesterone or check my levels because I do not have any spotting or anything going on. I do not have anything that says I might be miscarrying, so there's nothing that they can do to check it, which is understandable. I understand that's how it has to be. But while I was waiting for them to give me the results, I called my doctor's office freaking out. This is a new doctor that I was planning on going to get my pap smear and stuff anyway, so I call them and I'm like, yes, I'm a new patient. I just took a pregnancy test. It says I'm 3+ weeks. I'm at the hospital right now getting some blood work. I'm like freaking out here. I was like, you have to understand, I just had surgery. I'm not supposed to get pregnant until 18 months out at least, 18 to 24. And I am 6 months post-op and this is not, I'm like, I can't. And, you know, I didn't, before with my last doctor, I didn't produce enough progesterone, so I'm going to lose it. I'm freaking out. I need a doctor's appointment. Like yesterday, I need to get in there. The closest appointment they could give me was next Thursday, which was like a week and a day away. And I was just like, this is going to take forever. And a big part of me is like, you're going to lose it before then. And you don't have progesterone. Your body didn't produce it. And you're going to lose it before you get to the doctor, before they can give you the suppositories, before they can do anything for you. You're going to lose it. So the ER tells me, yes, you are. And I'm just like floored. I'm like, so the P test wasn't wrong. My blood test comes back and I am. And I'm just like, good God, what am I going to do? And then, so I go visit my friend who's in the hospital because I've already called off work. By the time I'm done with all the blood tests and stuff, it's time for me to be leaving for work and I still have to get ready and everything. I'm like, no, you know what? And emotionally, I'm just going back and forth between being terrified and being happy. And so I visit with my friend, and then I go see my husband, and then I get a phone call from a neighbor telling me my dog is in their yard because my dog has decided to jump her fence. And unfortunately, they'd been outside for about 4 or 5 hours, and I felt horrible. Luckily, it's not summer, and I feel like the worst dog parent ever. The worst. But, you know, I rushed home, and then she'd already, like I said, well, I'm on my way home from the hospital. It'll take 15 minutes to get there. Can you put her back in my yard? I'll be there right away. Because I didn't want her to have to stay with somebody. Like, I didn't want them to be inconvenienced by waiting for me. That little shit gets in the yard and freaking escapes again, so I am running. Like, I just find out I'm pregnant. I'm terrified of losing it. I'm terrified of being pregnant. I'm excited and happy all at the same time. And my dog escapes. So I'm running up and down the street yelling my dog's name, trying to find her, because I'm terrified that she's going to get eaten by a dog or hit by a car, because she's only like maybe 10, 15 pounds. And then so I find her and I bring her home, and I'm just like, you are such a shit. I love you. So I wasn't going to really tell anybody until Thursday after my appointment to see how far along I was and everything like that. I did tell some close people. And part of me is just boiling on the inside. I can't keep it inside. I want everyone to know. And everyone's like, well, if you miscarry. Well, if I miscarry, then everyone should know that too. It's horrible that women feel the need to keep it inside and that we can't share that, because when we're grieving for a lost pregnancy, it's nothing. No, it is something. It's a big something. So if I lose it, that'll be very heart-wrenching and sad, and I'm sure there'll be a vlog about how upset I am. But so far, I mean, all the signs are good. I'm really right now starting to think that January wasn't a real period. And I'm really starting to think right now that I'm further along than 6 weeks, like my app says I am. But I won't know until Thursday. And hopefully Thursday they do an ultrasound and they look. With some of my past, I really want them to actually listen to me and check. I've only got the slight cramping. That's normal. I have the auto clean function going, so this is something that nobody told me about, and I really wish this was more common knowledge, that you kind of get wetter because your body is keeping it clean. That's kind of slowed down a little bit, I noticed, which is awesome. I'm still peeing all the time. The only thing that's made me want to vomit was something that could have been sleep related. I don't like scrambled eggs. I tried to eat some scrambled eggs the other day, and no. So, who's to say that's baby? I'm really tired, I'm sorry. This is not my normal bedtime. I'm still at work at this time. It is 11:19. I'm still at work at this time, and I'm dragging butt lately. So, I mean, the only thing I don't have is, like, the morning sickness, which is cool. I am so game for not having that. So game for not having any more morning sickness. I'm so game for this going as smoothly as my surgery did. And so far that's what it seems to be, you know. I don't want to get my hopes up too high. I'm scared of getting my hopes up too high, but at the same time, I feel like this is an amazing gift. If anything bad happens, this is a gift showing me your body's working, woman. Hey, look what you did. You bit the bullet and you took that surgery and you did it and you fought to get it. And now that you've fought to get your surgery, your body's working. And look, you conceived. You didn't carry. A lot of women miscarry. We're talking healthy women. There's just something wrong with the development, and that's natural. So who's to say that if I did miscarry, it was because I'm still bigger or anything else? It could just be a natural, you know, miscarriage, which happens. So I hope it doesn't happen. I'd really like it to be true. I'd really like to October deliver a baby, as scary as it is. But, you know, we have to leave it up to what's going to happen. And so everybody's being positive for me, and I really appreciate that. And this is going to kind of make it more public knowledge than it has been. Like, people know, and I've said stuff, but not everybody knows, so this is kind of making it more public. If I regret it later, like, everyone thinks I'm going to because I lose it or something, you know, I don't think I will, because I'm celebrating right now. I'm celebrating that my body worked enough for me to get pregnant. I'm celebrating the fact that little cramp, because that's what I've nicknamed it, is constantly making me have these little tiny cramps from growing, from my uterus, expanding a little bit. Every time I pee and I don't see blood is another day that I'm thankful. I'm scared that one day I'm going to see that blood, and it scares me, but so far so good. I mean, as far as I can remember, I'm further along now than I was the last time I lost the baby, and the last time I lost the baby, the doctor had thrown around that it couldn't attach properly, or, well, since you didn't have enough progesterone, and we know that's probably why you miscarried before, kind of thing. So, all these things that make sense. It's just crazy. We didn't plan this. We did not try to get pregnant. This is not an accident. I will never call my baby an accident. It's a surprise. And with a lot of the other things that happened, it's really crazy. So, yeah. My weight loss journey now includes a pregnancy. And that's crazy. So, if you want to get the weight loss surgery to get pregnant, I'm not going to say it's going to happen. I'm just going to say that I was on fertility drugs for a really long time, for like 6 months, with no response whatsoever. Nothing. My body did not respond at all. And I'm 6 months post-op, and now my body's doing what it needs to do. So far so good. Hopefully my next update, I'll try to do one after I go to my doctor on Thursday, is a good one. And if not, then it's part of the journey, and it sucks, but that's life. And if it is, then yay. But yeah, so I'm at least 6 weeks pregnant. And I'm still coming to terms with that. Part of me is so excited and ecstatic and happy, and I can't believe it. And I want to plan everything, and we've already gone to Target, and we've looked at some things because we're going to have to save up some money to buy some of these items, and part of me just lives in terror that it's going to end so soon. So, positive thoughts for me. I keep talking to my little cramp and telling him to please grow stronger, stay inside there, just keep growing. And I've become more adamant with my protein goals. I've become more adamant with my nutrition and my water. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm really not suggesting you try to get pregnant early on. Definitely not. Don't anyone think that that's the case. I actually think it's kind of stupid to try to get pregnant that early on. But I do understand also that things happen, and sometimes things are out of your control. So, yeah. That's it.